Hi, thanks for watching Peter's Food Adventures, and it is mango season, and that means it's gonna be mango chili sauce making time. Now everyone's gonna love this recipe, I promise you. Now you only need a few things like a stick blender to blend all the sauce. You can use a food processor if you want, but it is super hot. Stick blender is the way to go. And you need some juicy mangoes. The bigger, the better, and make sure they're ripe because you want that nice flavor. Now, how do you use the chili mango sauce? Well, we use it for a dip for your chicken nuggets. You can grill some chicken or grill some fish and drizzle some of that on top. It's amazing with lobsters. I've got a recipe on that you're gonna love. And everyone, including the kids, will love this one. It's just right, not too sweet, not too spicy. Let's get started. Okay, so to get started, we're gonna chop some chili peppers. Now these are just red chili peppers. You could use Thai chili peppers, you can use Cayenne, and really the seeds are where the heat comes from. So you just roughly chop them. They're all gonna get blended anyway, so it kind of doesn't matter. I'm keeping the seeds in because I like it a bit more spicy, but if you don't like it spicy, then take some seeds out. See, all those spicy seeds you can just take out and not use. Just remember, don't touch your eyes when you're cutting peppers. Maybe today I'll go 50-50, half with seeds and half without. And into the pot it goes. The next thing is using a yellow pepper. In Australia, we call them yellow capsicums. Now, don't use the red one because the red capsicum will change the flavor of your mango chili sauce. It's a bit too overpowering, and it'll also change the color from that kind of golden yellow to red. And you really want this to be that yellowy golden color. Now it says 2 cloves of garlic. I like garlic and these are kind of small, so I'm putting 3. Again, you don't have to mince them and chop them all finely. They're gonna cook down and then they're gonna get all pulverized with the stick blender, so. Now the next step is to use your mangoes. Now, you wanna use a non-fibrous mango. Now here in Australia, most of the mangoes sold don't have a lot of fiber. This is called a honey gold. I use R2E2 mangoes, which are incredible. They're huge. You can use, in the US, Valencia Pride is one that is non-fibrous. There are mango cutters that you can slice through and you're left with the mango cheeks, but I'm just gonna use the knife to cut. And you wanna use the ripe mangoes that you can. Now to simply cut a mango, you take the cheek and you slice it into little squares, and then I'm gonna put it in the pot. So really, it's actually a beautiful thing. You could just bite into that and eat that all, no problem. But I'm gonna cut it and put it into the sauce. It's almost therapeutic looking at that. It's beautiful. Now each one of these mangoes is about 500 grams. That's about 1 pound. So as your guide, I'm using 3 large mangoes. If you have smaller mangoes, you might need to use 4 or 5, but that's just a guide of the ratio I'm using for mangoes. Now with these, of course, we're not gonna waste them. They're just not pretty to undo. I wanna save any mango juice that falls in. It's quite juicy. That's how I do it. You can cut it, you can do it any way you like, but just trying to get as much of that delicious mango out that I can. See, there's a bit of fiber on the seeds of the mango, but the flesh itself should be fiber-free. If you do have a very fibrous mangoes, most of the mangoes in the US are fibrous, you will need to strain it before you bottle it. All right, next we're gonna add a juice of a lime. We're gonna add in half a teaspoon of salt. We're gonna add a cup of sugar and some apple cider vinegar. A cup of apple cider vinegar. And the last thing is a cup of water. Now this is the optional thing. In Australia, we've got passion fruit vines growing, and when you have lots of passion fruit in your yard, like me, you might want to find ways to use them. So this passion fruit can go into the mango sauce. I've already spilt a lot of the juice, so you got to be careful. Now when I say that, you don't want the seeds in there. So if you have a few passion fruits at home, throw them in for a bit of extra tropical flavor. Now, if you don't have them, don't go to your way to buy this because passion fruits tend to be expensive in the store. And if you want to make something a bit different, throw a few pieces of pineapple in there and it'll give it a bit more of a tropical flavor. All right, so now we're just gonna let this simmer for about 20 minutes before we're gonna put it through the stick blender. Okay, so now all that's left is to use the stick blender to puree it. Now this is super hot. It's a hot vinegar mixture. Be very careful not to burn yourself. Now have a look. If you're happy with the thickness and the consistency, then you're ready to bottle it. At this point, if you're using the fibrous mangoes, it's going to be a bit harder to puree, I suppose. You need to strain this before you bottle it because nobody wants those fibers in your teeth. So now if you want this thicker, this is where you would add a little bit of cornstarch. Now here I've just got a teaspoon of cornstarch with 2 teaspoons of water, and it just gets mixed through, and then you need to bring it back to a boil and you just need to cook it for maybe 1 or 2 more minutes until it thickens up. And then you're ready to pour into your bottles. This is a refrigerator recipe. It is not a shelf-stable recipe, so you will need to keep this refrigerated until you eat it up. All right, so now all that's left is to bottle it. Now I either keep it in mason jars. And that's it. That's how you make mango chili sauce. Fresh mangoes, chili, garlic. You're gonna love this recipe. As always, it's out on the website with more recipe tips. Hit like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.